Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Martha Simmons with another session of Preaching and Preachers on Facebook Live, via Restream, and on YouTube. Good afternoon. Let me make sure I've got my chat on so I can start to see when folk come on in. Come on in and let me know that you all are out there. It is a beautiful Monday here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, and so is my guest. Come on in and let me know that you all are out there for another practical, helpful topic. This is the day. This is the day. Uh, Good morning to my people in the Midwest, shouting out certainly my folk on the West Coast who get up early to come hang out with me. Uh, hey to the people on the East Coast and certainly everyone in the dirty South. Good afternoon. Come on in. And when you come in, type in the name of someone you know who will be helped by this broadcast. Could be your mother, father, sister, brother, friend, but they will be helped by this broadcast. So when you come in, type in their name. Good afternoon, Wendell Woods, who is one of my regulars. I appreciate you, brother. It is good to see you. Come on in. I'm going to give folk about 30 more seconds to come in and join us. If you are on YouTube, thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are on YouTube. I appreciate those who join in and watch on YouTube. Brian Riley. All right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. This, I try to do as many practical broadcasts as I can. I don't ever want to be accused of she brings a lot of highfalutin theology, etc. I want to bring good theology, but also at some point, what we do has to hit the ground. You have to give people practical information, and that's what I try to do as often as possible. And I am going to do that today. Join me. It is the 13th of April, and as I said, it's a gorgeous day here in Atlanta. I'm going to go ahead and get started because not only do I want to give my guest all the time he needs, also want people to ask questions. Today is a good ask a question day. If you got a question, today is a good day to get your question answered. And I saw when I put out the teasers, people have a lot of questions. People have a lot of questions. As always, I am praying for those who are sick, praying for those who are suffering through a season of bereavement, praying for the people of Hungary. They just ousted a 16, I think he was 16, maybe 17-year president, the president who was a thug. They put him out, Viktor Orban. And so I am praying for them and that they will be strengthened as they go forth in their new power. All right. Again, if you are watching on Facebook, welcome, especially if this is your first time. And if you are watching, put in the name of someone else who you know will benefit from this broadcast. Let's get started. Today's topic is all things church tech. All things church and tech. This is the day to talk about tech, and I've got the church tech whisperer with me today. That's right. He's the church tech
Not the whisperer.
Oh, yeah. Imitated, never duplicated. He is the one. My guest is the Reverend Dr. Timothy Farmer. Dr. Farmer attended Morehouse College, where he earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree. He received a Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from Argosy University and a Master of Divinity degree in Church and Community from ITC. He earned the Doctor of Ministry from Candler, Emory University at Candler School of Theology, and he's currently pursuing the PhD in Public Theology and Community Engagement at Hampton University School of Religion. He's also pursuing, if he doesn't have enough to do, pursuing graduate studies in studio production at Berklee College of Music and and photography and graphic design at Savannah College of Arts and Design, SCAD. My goodness. The busy people. And I tell people all when I come in and I read people's bios, the busy people are busy and they're the ones getting it done.
Too busy.
He said too busy. Professionally, he also taught in Atlanta Public Schools, and he currently serves as the executive director of marketing and communications for the Atlanta Public Schools. He is also the founder of the Farmer Tech Group, a technology integration, training, and staffing firm. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, my friend. So glad to be here with you. So glad.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that you have over the years. This has been my 9th year. I'm into my 9th year, and you have been a frequent guest, and I so appreciate it. And I've grown up
I'm so proud of you. I'm
with.
so proud of you.
Thank you, because back in the day, I
I
had
remember.
no idea. Oh my God, it was bad. It was bad.
But you have the PhD in technology now.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say all of that, but I'm a lot better.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am,
a
indeed.
lot better. And I want to say to everyone out there who's dealing with church tech, I know your pain, but I also know that you can learn it and you can grow in doing it. Let's get to it, Dr. Farmer. This is always the question. So it's the first one. If a church has a limited budget and volunteers, okay, limited budget and volunteers, what should be their main priority when it comes to technology today? Not 3 years ago, not 3 years from now, but today.
I'm glad you asked that question because I get that all
Mm-hmm.
the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the priority, as much as possible, no matter the size of your ministry, should be quality audio.
Okay,
How
now,
how well
number
you
one,
sound.
number
Number
one,
one. Number
make
one.
sure people can hear you.
Because the reality is, no matter whether you're in the sanctuary or you're at home, if people can see you well, that's great. But if they can't hear, it's going to cause them not to enjoy that experience. So the first thing is making sure that the audio is as best as it can be. Making
Mm-hmm.
sure that's first.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is after the audio is as best as it can be, is making sure that people feel a sense of connection. So that is connecting with, and these are many of these things that we'll talk about today are things that people can do now without having to
Mm-hmm.
spend a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But making sure that people feel connected, whether that's talking to them, looking into the camera, making sure that they feel engaged and
Mm-hmm.
engaging in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, a good video too, making sure that it looks good. But a lot of the things that we can do takes planning. So we talk about how sometimes, smaller ministries may not have what other ministries have. But in many regards, if we plan,
Yeah.
no matter the size of your ministry, we can still reach the goal of having good audio, good video, and connecting with people. Those are the three
Okay.
main things.
Okay. Audio, video, and connecting with the people. Make sure
Mhm.
you are connecting. Make sure. I'm always amazed that people go online and then forget they're online. They're
Yeah.
only dealing with the people right in front of them in the sanctuary or on the conference stage and etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there
yeah,
have been people who have joined.
yeah.
There's research around how congregations grow as it relates to connecting with people who are at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. If you don't connect with the people can't connect with you. And so they can't join, they won't give as much, and they have no reason to keep coming back.
that's right.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
connect with people. Okay. So it's they gotta hear you.
Gotta
They
hear you.
okay. So you should look good and connecting. And even if you don't have a large church, large budget, it's about planning.
It's about
It's
planning.
it's it's about you can plan some things out, and you can stay offline until you can plan. You can do that. The world won't come to an end. People won't forget you're out there if you just take some time off and plan.
Mhm,
So many smaller churches, they feel overwhelmed
mhm,
by all the technology options that you've got out here. And I remember that feeling. This is my ninth year. And I remember early on, it was overwhelming. Okay. Um, there were so many things to learn.
mhm.
And then it dawned on me, you can't learn but one at a time. You're not learning 10 at a time. So
And do
just
that well.
just exactly
Yeah.
get that down. So the first
Mhm,
thing that I came to understand is that I needed some decent content. So, when my stuff didn't look as great, I made sure they could hear me and I had good content. And that's how I lasted until I figured out how to look better and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Um, so you can get overwhelmed by all of the options that are out there, but what helps you discern what they actually need versus what's nice to have? You know how we'll go online and see Marcus Cosby or Howard John Wesley or Cynthia Hale. So, what kinds of things? This is a discernment process. What can help a small church, meaning 100 people or less, discern what they need versus what's nice to have?
sure, sure. So the first step is connecting and building a relationship with a technology vendor,
Hmm.
one that
Okay.
you can trust and one who will be honest with what you need and what you don't need.
All right.
Yeah, because many times a ministry might not know what they need and what they don't need.
That's right.
So you need to develop a relationship with a vendor who will walk with you through what you can do now and what you can do later. So that way you have a plan as you go from what you don't have to
Hmm.
ultimately planning your budget, planning your needs. So that way you're not spinning your wheels and then having to waste money trying to get it right when you have people out there who know exactly what they're doing. They
Right.
work with small churches, medium, large churches to help them with their technology. But developing that relationship, and that relationship doesn't have to have the need to spend money. That could
Hmm.
be just conversations,
Hmm.
and they could then tell you, okay, you might not need to get lighting if your cameras are good,
Hmm.
or your audio could be enhanced by just changing out the wires, and that might be the reason why you have the buzz because the wiring is bad. So
Right.
having those conversations and occasionally assessing with that professional what you need in order
Mhm.
to then just develop that list. So that way, if it's a matter of getting mics or if it is a matter of just changing out cables, cords, or some settings, there are some basic settings in many cases that keep sound from being as good as it can be. But connecting with a trusted vendor that can help your ministry maximize its technology.
Okay. Now, I really hope that everyone writes this down, pass it on to your friends and your colleagues. Get a relationship with a tech vendor that you can trust. who's not just out to sell you things, okay? But someone who can do a good assessment. And you may need the assessment once every year or so, but get a good assessment. And sometimes I've seen that the assessment person is not the person from whom you buy items.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
don't
it could be a
sell
consultant.
cameras,
Mhm.
right? They don't sell cameras and cards and etc. But they understand tech at all levels. Go ahead, Dr. Farmer. You had a follow up.
Yes, because sometimes you'll get, an installer who will just see dollar signs like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and will just come and put in the things that you don't really need compared to a relationship with a vendor who will then say, "Start here, then go here." So, like, how I approach assessments is I do it in 3 buckets. Work with what you have. Here's the mid range, and here's your long range plan. So that way
Mm-hmm.
we can take what you have already in your wheelhouse in order to make it better until you can communicate with the congregation what your needs are so that they can support with the financing of what you could do maybe within this year and then maybe a 3 to 5 year plan. So
Mm-hmm.
the assessment should incorporate first. That's how you know you have a good relationship with a vendor. They will tell you what you can do with what you have without having to
Mm-hmm.
spend any or very little money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I definitely want pastors and church leaders to really hear this because I think people keep making this critical mistake. They didn't get a person who was good at assessment. And all they really needed was a Zoom call. Okay. And they could have paid a couple of $100 to a person for an hour
Mhm.
or $300 or $400 for 2 hours
Mhm.
just to get
Mhm.
the right assessment and then know that this person is not trying to sell me anything. Okay. And then you can begin to build other relationships with people who sell things.
Mhm.
Um, Someone said we have the technology, but no professional technicians. We are about 150 to 200 real count. What about students for an internship? And I keep seeing, I don't know very many churches that have a lot of students who intern, but I keep seeing people saying, do it, do it, do it, do it. So he says they got the technology, but they don't have any professional technicians. Uh, what do you think about that, Dr. Farmer?
Yeah, so I approach that several ways. So the first thing is because I know that there are churches who are in the area where there are schools and they can
Mm-hmm.
get students
Right.
as much as possible. And if they have the equipment, start first with, at least for your sound, getting a professional sound engineer. Start there. If
Hmm.
you have the equipment and if you have the budget, if you have somewhat of a budget, yes, you can incorporate students who are, let's say, in a communications program at their school, or they just have the technology expertise.
Mm-hmm.
They could certainly be a part of that team if
Mm-hmm.
the budget is there to give a stipend. But incorporate, if you can, at least for your sound, a professional audio engineer. And here's the reason why I say that: all of the components of the media team are important. The sound engineer will have a little bit more complex of a role because they're managing, if they're live streaming, you have two sounds. You have the house and you
Mm-hmm.
have the stream sound.
That's right.
And those are two totally different audiences.
Totally.
So I would suggest that. But then, yes, I do know ministries that do partner with schools in
Mm-hmm.
order to have, let's say, a Sunday team or a midweek Bible study team to help facilitate that. Here's what I would suggest, though: if you're working with a school, make sure that the roles are clearly understood
Mm-hmm.
and that those students they know exactly what's expected. So that way, when they come, they know, and also create a rotation. So that way, because also I hear a lot about burnout.
Absolutely. Yeah.
people be getting frustrated. So
Yeah.
having a group, so there's more than one person, and then making sure that you create roles and responsibilities as to what every person is responsible for doing. But if you can work on getting a sound engineer to manage house and stream sound.
Yeah. And if at least get a sound engineer to do some training.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you can't keep the sound engineer there every Sunday, at least get a sound engineer who can do training so that when you get the college students, okay, you have someone who can say to them, these are the basic tasks.
Mhm.
Also, for getting students from schools, and I've helped some churches here in Atlanta connect with uh, people from Georgia State, Georgia Tech. But here's where they mess up. Number one, they try to get the people to join their church. Okay.
Now,
That's going to make you come
mhm.
more often, do more, and etc.
Right. Right.
Number two, they don't understand that in most cases you are not paying. These people may get some credit for this being a work site, and that's the best circumstance. That's where I tried to tell people, check with the school and see if the students will get credit for doing their work at your particular location, your type of location.
Mhm.
But understand, if they are students, you are not paying, they are volunteers. And as Dr. Farmer said, be clear. Please be clear on what they will do and how often, and try to get a rotation. Don't get two students and then wear them out.
Yeah, because
That
they won't return.
they will not return. They will not
They won't
return.
return.
It's mid semester or a year went by and they're out of there. They're out of there. So students certainly, but make sure, as he said, get them some training as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. And to the point about training
Mhm.
is, if a ministry can't have a sound engineer every Sunday, here are two
Mhm.
things to still help maximize that sound. One is doing every quarter, or maybe once every other month, what I call a tech day,
Okay.
where during a rehearsal, where that engineer comes in and helps to get the sound as equalized, as we say in the sound world, or as fine tuned, so that way when that volunteer comes in to operate, then
Mhm.
it has a baseline of how it sounds for a Sunday morning. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll be close enough so that a
Right.
volunteer can manage it on a Sunday morning. So a tech day. Yeah, you will have to pay an engineer, but that's once every other month or once a quarter. And then two, save the soundboard settings. So that
Okay, now
way,
write that down, y'all. Save the soundboard settings. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, save the settings. That way, if you had a good Sunday, it sounded great. And if you have the board, most boards now can save. You just hit the save button, or you
Mhm.
save the scene, and then the next week when you come in, you just make the minor adjustments. Now, that does not negate the need for sound checks
Right.
and rehearsals.
Mhm.
You still got a sound check.
Mhm. Yeah, sure.
And many ministries, unfortunately, they want good sound, but when I ask the question, well, when was the last time you did a sound check? And
But never,
it's crickets.
never. It's amazing to me. I mean, it's amazing, but you're right. People don't do it. I mean, when I bring on a guest, I mean, we did a sound check this morning.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know, it's a basic thing.
that's a
It's a
basic thing.
basic thing, but churches, especially those without planning, everybody comes in at the last minute and they just start, and they have no idea of the sound levels.
Sound checks need to happen at least, and I would say an hour, but at least give it 30 minutes
At least
before.
30, right?
At least 30 minutes
At
before
least 30
service
minutes
starts.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Because,
yeah.
like you said, you've got two places where the sound is happening. Two places. Two places. So now, and I think we've already said some of this. Tell me some more common mistakes that you see churches make. I mean, when I looked at some of the comments, I am not a tech professional, but I've spent so much time with you and DK Hammond and other
Mhm.
people in the tech world that I know these are major mistakes. Tell me some that you see all the time.
So one that I see regularly is using the Wi-Fi that the congregation uses
Hmm.
for stream. So, and I know every ministry is at
Yeah,
different capacities,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
if you think about just anything, just if even if it's a boat and you have too many people on that boat is not going to get to its destination very swiftly.
hmm, hmm,
So if a lot of people on the Wi-Fi and you're trying to stream at the same time, then that's where you encounter where the stream drops
yeah,
or the sound isn't that good because there's too much of a load on the internet.
hmm,
So I always suggest that one, if a ministry can, is get internet specific for stream or get the people off the Wi-Fi because
yeah,
otherwise it's not going to work. So that's one of the first things when I assess, tell me about your how your internet is being used.
yeah,
And 9 times out of 10, if everybody's using the same internet for Wi-Fi and for stream,
yeah.
then their stream quality is going to be bad. Yeah.
No.
Another one is as much as I love going back to having a relationship with the integrator, is
Mhm,
going to the store on a Friday or a Saturday and
mhm.
expecting it to work on a Sunday morning. Like well, we'll just go to Best Buy and we'll get some microphones.
Yeah, yeah,
Or we'll go to Guitar Center and we'll get the equipment that we need. No, you need to get with the integrator so they can make sure that it's installed properly. So that way you don't have feedback. That's the worst thing is having
yes,
feedback on a Sunday morning. So
yeah,
those are two. So making sure that the internet is good if you can, and making sure that you don't wait until I know some things happen at the last minute as far as something not working. But to your point, you either pivot or that might be a day that you don't broadcast until you
that's
get it right.
correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw some seven last word services that it was rough. It was rough, and I know the people wanted to be visible, but they had not cleared up so many problems, so many problems. So, uh, yeah. One of the things that I've seen that I think is a mistake, and you can adjust this, speak to this rather, is that people forget they have people online watching.
You know, I have one I want to add to that.
Okay,
They
go ahead.
they forget that people are online watching, and they forget to make sure that the mics are muted before the service starts.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, that hot mic thing. That mic was hot. Yes.
Before that's the
Yes.
worst. And even if
Yeah.
no one is talking, it's just
Yeah.
the hearing the audience without any type of music or
Yeah.
nothing happening, hearing the open mic. I told someone a couple of months ago, I heard two choir members exchanging peach cobbler recipes before service started.
Yes.
so
Yes.
so I know how
Yes.
to make a mean peach cobbler now because I heard it
Oh my
over the
God.
hot mic.
Yeah, yeah. One of the ones that I saw constantly, this was just before COVID that I started seeing, were the mics that were on, and I heard the people opening candy wrappers, the peppermint
Oh
and it's
gosh,
like, why am I hearing this? Okay. So
that's the
yeah, yeah,
worst.
yeah. Just some basic. Someone asked, what are the range of good upload of speeds for the internet to have a stable stream?
That's a great question. A great
Okay.
question.
Hmm.
So, quality stream for a broadcast, and this is something, write this down. You want to have an upload speed of at least 20 megabits per second.
Mhm.
And here's how you test it. There's an easy website. If you go to speedtest.net on the computer that you're streaming, and it'll tell you if it's at least 20. If it's lower than 20, then you need to get an evaluation
Yeah.
of your internet. But make sure it's at least 20 megabits per second, and just go to speedtest.net and that'll test it for you.
And I can tell you because for about a month, the uh, my internet provider
Mhm.
uh, was they were having difficulties, and I was having difficulties, etc. As I shifted to a new
Mhm.
platform,
Mhm.
and that's how I started testing the speed and etc. And realized number one, I needed a different internet provider, and number two, I needed a new computer
Mhm. Mhm.
to
Yeah,
go with
that
some of
makes it
these new streaming platforms.
yeah, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
And then also if a ministry if they can hardwire the internet into their computer,
that's
then
right.
that also helps to maximize the stream quality.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
That's where I ended up. Hardwiring. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Let's see another one. Uh, People don't realize how internet overload impacts lagging in small churches. Everyone knows the Wi-Fi password,
Mhm.
their
Mhm.
kids are the tablets, etc. Yeah, yeah, and that
Yeah.
happens a lot. People forget, especially in rural areas, that churches are often hubs for so many things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if you got a church with 100 members, you might be the place where people go in and use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. You'd be
They
surprised.
use it and do
Yeah.
all kinds of things to your equipment on top of that.
And you'd be surprised how many people in service
Yep.
watch the broadcast while service is happening. They'll have it up on their phone while
Yep.
they're in church. And that's
Oh,
pulling from the internet, while service is happening.
and that's a constant. People. So what should you do about that? You
Mhm.
mean while are you saying while they are in church, they're using the church's Wi-Fi to watch? Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why they need if a ministry can and internet, the cost of internet for good speed, high quality internet has come down
Yeah.
significantly. So
Significant.
yeah, so really many ministries could just get internet specific for stream if they're going to offer Wi-Fi to the public,
Okay.
because having both together over time is going to cause some problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does, because I think all of these the questions lead to one another. If you got a small church, and I'm talking 100 or less, how do you build a and keep, because that turnover for the tech ministries is horrible. How can small churches build and sustain a reliable media or tech team, when they
Mhm.
basically only got two or three volunteers? How do you do that?
Yeah. The first thing is, going back to planning, not just planning worship or planning equipment purchases, but also planning and incorporating technology into the ministry's budget, its annual budget.
Okay.
So, whether that be incorporating a line item for a sound engineer or stipends for college students,
Mhm.
planning a year ahead or whatever their budget planning process, because that's one thing I do find too is that when I ask about what does your budget look like,
No
that's not
budget.
incorporated into the
No
budget.
budget.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And they just get things as needed,
Right.
and there's no plan in terms of the cost. So I think starting with a plan for the cost when the budget planning process is, and that can incorporate equipment, the personnel, and if there's a opportunity to provide some type of stipend or incentive for college students, incorporate that into the budget. So that's the starting place. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then and then making the
go ahead.
congregation aware of your needs. So that way you may have a person who might provide funds towards that project because and what we found is people who enjoy the virtual experience when they're away
Mhm.
invest in the ministry's capacity to do that so that way when they're away I
Yeah.
know I still get a quality experience and I've been able to contribute to that.
That's good. That's
Mhm.
good. I don't know if it was you or one of the other tech guests I've had, always have said it's amazing that churches, and this is 2026 in the year of our Lord, do not have any tech in their budget. Nothing.
None. None.
Nothing. That's just stupefying. You got a whole budget and there is no tech. How is that possible? I mean, even if you only had $500, that would at least get you a Timothy Farmer assessment.
Mhm.
Okay. Even if you couldn't buy equipment, but you've got to put it in your budget, and putting it in your budget puts it on the minds of your leaders.
Mhm.
They
Yep.
know.
Because you're gonna spend more money later if you don't put it into your budget
That's
and you
right.
have to get something
That's
repaired
right.
or replaced because you didn't do the maintenance or incorporate the maintenance into your annual budget just to get things serviced.
All right.
And
Yeah.
you end up spending more money
Yeah.
later replacing it because it never was
Yeah.
serviced.
And
So,
you didn't
yeah.
have service fees or anything in the budget, no warranties, nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
and then you have to just
Yeah.
replace it and you spend more.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
but just basic everybody. Put it in your budget. Put it in your budget.
Put it
And
in
it
your
may
budget.
start, like I
Mhm.
said, it may just be $500. It may be
Yeah.
for warranties. It may be an
Mhm.
assessment. It
Mhm.
may be
Mhm.
for bringing in someone for one time who can help you understand sound and sound check. But put it
Mhm.
in there. That's how you keep
Yeah,
it on the
and
minds of your stewards and your trustees. Go ahead, Dr. Baum.
And that might also be because even if you have volunteers that don't get a stipend, but incorporate some way to
Right.
incentivize them, whether that be once a quarter, we take the team out for dinner
Absolutely.
just to say we appreciate you and thank you for all that you do. So, and that helps to build ministry technology by adding opportunities to reward and to acknowledge. So when I get up, whenever I preach, as I thank the mothers and the deacons and the trustees, I honor the media team
Absolutely.
because they're first responders to
Absolutely,
ministry.
absolutely, and they are not thanked. They're not shown
No.
public appreciation. So, like I said, even if it's only $500, give the media team flowers. They prefer gift cards,
Sure.
but do something. Do something periodically. Take them out, like I said, or do gift cards. Remember them at Christmas, and when you do that, then you come before the congregation and you say, we want to raise an offering today just for our tech team. People
Mhm,
will
mhm.
give. People will,
And the media team will remember that.
okay, absolutely. Make and put it down. Put it on the calendar, your personal pastoral counselor, that you're going to have a day where you take an offering for your tech team.
Mhm.
I mean, we've got
Yep, it'll make a difference.
we've got to do better and stop expecting Wheeler Avenue level services for people we won't even acknowledge who are doing it for free.
Yeah,
Okay?
and when you ask the question, like, "What are ministries doing
Mhm.
wrong?" That's one of the things is trying to be a ministry that they see without understanding what it takes in order to do ministry at that
Absolutely.
level.
Absolutely. Now you got, let's see, what happens if the people in media take the social media access codes and all that with them? I have heard about that happening. Go ahead, Dr. Farmer. I had some ideas, but go ahead. Go ahead.
So, that's an administrative
Yeah,
task, I think,
yeah,
that sometimes we as ministries neglect. And as those credentials are created, they need to be in the and as far as the church administration, they need to have access to that. So like with Facebook, your admins, it does not need to just be one
that's
person.
right.
You need to have at least 2 to 3. So that way, if someone leaves or transitions, then another person or two can access that. Now, if it's already happened, uh, it may be a challenge. It's not impossible. You may have to actually reach out to Facebook, which can be
Yeah.
hard to do. I've been most successful getting a hold of Facebook through Instagram
Hmm.
with actually chatting with someone to get access to a closed or an account that the person who left or the people who remain didn't have access to,
Okay,
and they were able to get it
okay,
back.
that's an idea. I remember people
Mhm,
saying that they
mhm,
got in touch with folk through Twitter, but Twitter is not Twitter anymore. So
mhm, mhm.
Instagram, okay, okay. So
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
note that. But the first thing to do is to never give all of the codes to one person. I don't care if they're your
One
wife,
person.
your grandmother, etc. Never give them all to one person. It just
Yeah.
come on, people. Come on. I mean, we got to do
Yeah,
some
because you just
basic
never know what might
level
happen.
things to not harm ourselves.
Mhm.
Just some
Yeah,
basic,
making sure that multiple
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
just some
definitely.
basic things, just some basic level things. It's like when my boys were home in the summer, I was on the road, etc. There was no way in the world that there was only one key
Mm-mm,
because I know
mm-mm.
what teenagers do with keys.
They lose them.
It, thank you. And so they would have been outside the entire time I was all somewhere preaching or speaking. You see what I'm saying? We got to do some basic stuff. We've got to do some basic stuff. Trying to see another question. Someone said we use Zoom. Should I change our payments to 2,000 annually? Not sure what they mean by that. Um, I do,
Well,
do you think you
well,
get what they're talking about?
well,
Is it the number
if
of
they're
people who can access it? What
that
you want
may
to
be the
pay for?
case. Yeah, because certain if they're exceeding a certain amount, I think the basic one gives you 100 people that could get on. I think it goes up to 300 or 5.
Hmm.
So that might be what if they can add a follow-up question.
Hmm.
I know if they're talking about annual, sometimes vendors will give you discounts if you go the annual route, and it might cost less versus going month to month. Um, so you pay $2,000 annually. Okay.
I
Mm,
think they mean
well,
200 annually. Go ahead.
okay. Okay, yeah. So if you're trying to go the annual route, yes, you could get a discount. Now, at some point, I would love to support you with transitioning from Zoom for worship services to then use tools like YouTube because then you can grow an audience. Usually, Zoom are people that you might already know or they already know
Hmm.
how to access you.
Right.
YouTube will help connect you with people who may have never heard of your ministry, but because they're looking at other ministries, oh no, 2000. Okay. Yeah. If you're paying that much for Zoom, for worship,
No,
again, I
no,
would love to help you
no,
transition from
no.
that.
You
Yeah.
need an
Yeah.
assessment with Dr. Farmer. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. We could better,
No, we
we
can
could,
help
I
you
could
with
try to
that.
help
You
you.
need you need
Yeah.
an assessment with Dr. Farmer. I'm not going to go further into that. Trust me on that, Reverend Ware. No, okay. And we're gonna go get to the next question. If a church wanted to improve their worship or online experience this month, okay,
Mhm,
what is one simple practical step they could take right away? We're in the middle of April. One thing that they
mhm.
can do this month, whether they have 30 members or 300 members, what's one thing they can do?
Make sure that you're broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube if you're not
Exactly.
already.
Mhm. Yes, that's him.
You need to be on both.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a
And
while to agree to it, but it's a basic thing. It's just
yeah,
a basic
yeah,
thing. That's one thing you can do. Do not just broadcast on Facebook. Don't do it. Don't
yeah. You need
ever
both.
do it anymore. Okay?
Because Facebook broadcasts only are they after 30 days, they disappear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you had to
Yeah.
download it, save it somewhere else. You have to do all of those kinds of things. Plus, and this happened at least once last year and a couple of times the year before that, Facebook was down.
hmm Facebook went
Facebook
down.
went down. Okay? So don't ever just one. Don't ever do just that's one thing that they can do. Make sure you're on Facebook.
Can I give you one more?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
So with YouTube, because most people now are engaging more so than Facebook, engaging worship services on
Mm,
YouTube. If a ministry, and this is free, and I'm going to create a video to walk you through how to do this,
mm.
is pre-schedule the broadcast for the worship service on YouTube before Sunday.
Say that again now.
It makes yes. So before
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, a church can go to YouTube and schedule the next Sunday's broadcast.
Okay.
And what happens is when people are scrolling through YouTube during the week, they'll see that such and such church is going to go live on Sunday at 10 o'clock, and they can click the notify
All
button,
right.
and that will remind them. And that's a good way to increase subscribers
Some
on
the
YouTube.
person just said we're on Facebook, but to get on YouTube, you need at least 1,000 followers.
So that's if you're doing it from a mobile device.
Yay!
Now,
That's right.
if
That's
you're doing it from a mobile device, but if you're doing it from a camera, even if you hook a camera up to a laptop, go that
that's
route,
right.
and then that will let you do it without having 1,000 subscribers.
Exactly. So be real clear.
Mhm.
It's it's the device you're using. It
It's the
is a
device.
device. You absolutely do not need 1,000 followers. Okay, you absolutely do
Mhm,
not. Okay,
mhm, mhm.
let's see. We use it OBS,
OBS.
OBS and
Mhm,
video
mhm.
song to
Songs.
stream our
Mhm.
worship service. Is there a way to stream to both Facebook and YouTube through this?
So OBS, which is it stands for, I believe, Open Broadcast Studio, which is a free software that you can download to any computer to stream to multiple platforms. Now, in the newer version of OBS, yes, you can go live on both Facebook and YouTube through that free software. Now, to go the next step and including in your budget, a subscription, or you can actually do it for free, is starting to use Restream,
Yes.
the platform we're using now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Restream makes it easy to stream to YouTube and Facebook, and I'm so proud of Dr. Simmons for doing both YouTube and Facebook through Restream.
I told you. I mean, over time, without staff, okay, all you got to do is keep
Yeah.
doing it and keep wanting to get better, and you'll get better.
Mm. And the good thing about that is you can engage with the chat for both Facebook and YouTube in Restream at the same time. So you don't have to go out to, because again, it's about
Hmm.
connection. You don't have to go out to Facebook or go out to YouTube. Right within Restream, you can chat and both
That's
audiences will
right.
get it at the same time.
That's
So,
correct.
but yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's a good rule for what to stream and what not to stream to Facebook or YouTube, for instance, Sunday school? Let me just say, just in terms of how people understand church, how people understand formation, spiritual formation, what grows you, which is what they get in Sunday school, Bible study, those kinds of things. Especially Sunday school, you don't need to stream it to anything. You don't need to stream it to
Mhm.
anything. There are too many things going on. in a Sunday school that you can never plan for. And they're
Mhm.
going to happen because Sunday schools are places where people come, go, give their opinion, fight, get mad at one another, dispute. Don't stream your Sunday school to Facebook or YouTube. You can put it on Zoom, let
Mhm.
your members watch, but don't stream it. Do not stream
Yeah.
it. And this is going to upset some pastors, but I'm going to say it anyway. Unless you are very biblically trained and you know this, don't stream your Bible study either.
Mm.
Do not. Do not. I mean, I watched, and this is inevitable. I watched a pastor streaming their Bible study, and one of the members, I assume they were a member of the church, argued this person down about a biblical, I'm not sure if biblical is the word, or a biblical concept, and how the concept had been overturned. It was outdated. That new information had come forth, blah, blah, blah. It became a whole thing.
Mhm.
And trust me on this, pastors, people are no longer just taking your word for it. So you're
Mhm.
giving this
Mhm.
Bible study and they're Googling at the same time.
Mm, mhm.
And they might know a few of the names, the published theologians, etc. And you say
Mhm.
something and they come back and they'll be like, nope, nope. This is not your grandmother and your great grandmother's church. It's not that church.
Mhm. Mhm.
So unless you're very certain of your ability, your prowess to teach Bible study, there's no need to stream it anywhere. There's no need to stream it anywhere. In house is fine. The world doesn't need to see you and your 15 members in Bible study, given what could go wrong. Okay.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
just doesn't, that doesn't need to happen. Everything is not meant for full public consumption. Okay. It just is not. Now, if you say, oh, I'm good at Bible study and it's people really want to hear what I'm teaching, then go for it. You can do that
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
Facebook, you can do it on YouTube. That's cool. We know that there's some big Bible studies that are everywhere, everybody's watching, etc. But make sure you are clear about that. Dr. Farmer, did you want to add something?
Yes, sure, and I certainly understand, the need to make sure that the content doesn't just go left in terms
Mm,
of how the people engage, because 'cause I've seen that, and so, with caution, as ministries do Bible studies online, that's where having, doing it on, a platform like this and then broadcasting it to YouTube and Facebook are helpful because you can control the content and the
mhm,
audience. And the best way to engage without instead of just going back and forth with answering questions, you might just lift certain comments that add
mm,
to the
mm,
conversation to help keep the control of how it unfolds. And if you're using a tool that you might, and here's a thing that people are doing too that helps engage people but not cause a lot of controversy. They may, you know, click one of the comments that relate to what they're saying and it appears on the
yeah.
screen, and then people, and it helps to guide the
Mhm.
conversation.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people who do it well, that's one of the things that they do. And they say names. They'll say, "Hey, thank you so much for that comment. That's a great point,"
Mhm.
to help keep the conversation um, going along
That's
with
good.
the
Put
intent
it
of the
on the
Bible study.
screen. That's
Mhm.
that's that's
Mhm.
good. Put
Mhm.
on the screen what you believe, where you're trying to get to and go. So that is
Right.
helpful. Like I said, for Sunday school, things like that, just don't do it. Just don't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can record it
Right.
and then just make it accessible
To your
to
people.
those who would need
Right.
it.
Make it
Mhm.
accessible
Mhm.
to your people, but no, there's no need to broadcast. everything. I think one of the things that we're going to learn eventually is that everything is not for public consumption. At
Sure.
some point,
Yeah. And
go
even
ahead.
even the worship service, I mean, it's different in this space, especially after COVID than
Hmm.
before. And if your order of service has gaps in it that cause, as far as things that you really don't need to show,
Right,
because the order of service is still like the days before you broadcast it,
right.
it's time to adjust it
We,
so that it's
oh,
efficient and you don't have a lot of gaps with
we don't
what
spend
people
five
would
minutes.
see
We don't
online.
spend 5 minutes watching you take up money.
There
Uh,
you go.
come on, you all. Like I said, uh, there so many people need a Timothy Farmer just to do the assessment.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
do I don't know where he will find time to do it. Working on 2 degrees, 3 degrees, I think, at one time, etc. And his job running Atlanta Public Schools Tech. But he has a team.
Mhm.
He has a team, etc. Just get an assessment.
Yeah, because in
And
many cases, it's more than just the technology. It's the
absolutely,
process and the protocols and procedures that go along with it.
absolutely. And we're
Yeah.
missing some basic protocols and procedures. Okay. Um, how can a small church ensure that their technology supports the message of the gospel rather than becoming a distraction? Hmm.
Mhm. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about,
Thank
is
you.
making sure that should be the ultimate priority, and that's where
Mhm.
making sure that the sound is good, making sure that whatever the mission and the vision of that ministry is, that that is at the forefront of how the technology unfolds. So even when it comes to graphics and how
Yeah.
visually things appear
Mhm.
matches the vision and mission. So at this point, I do have to address the concern I
Yes.
have with graphics right now
Go ahead.
in the wonderful space of AI.
Mm.
AI is a helpmate. It is not a replacement for the support of quality graphics.
Oh,
And
say that again.
it is a helpmate for the creation of quality graphics, not the replacement
Mm.
of good graphic design, because
Yeah.
that plays a role in how the ministry's message unfolds based on how there is still human creativity that plays
Yeah.
a role in how that unfolds.
Yeah.
But we see it now.
Lord knows we see it. I mean, from rather people use Canva flyers that that's what's happening with some of the stuff that they're doing with other AI tools. But you really do need as professional a look as possible
Mhm,
as your budget can afford.
mhm,
And what you really need is the same as with the assessment, develop a relationship
mhm.
with a couple of designers so that they know that you're constantly going to call upon them. You respect each other, they know your style, all of those kinds of things. But I mean, we've seen the the people who don't know that you don't put 15 people on a flyer. And
Or fill it with text, and you really
ooh,
can't
ooh,
understand what's happening.
right, they have all of these words, and you're like, but what's the time? When is this, etc. So they're trying to give you a sermon on it. They got 15 people, the color's bad, and you don't know if it's a flyer for an event or somebody just died.
Don't know.
I mean, it's like, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come
So
on. I've been
the
saying for
vision,
9 years,
yeah,
do better.
yeah, because the
Just
vision and mission is going to be translated through what people see through your social media, your website, and it has to be done well.
it needs to be consistent.
Mhm.
It needs to be your consistent message of the gospel
Mhm.
that people can see. Okay? Not a consistent message that says, you the pastor, but okay, yeah, I said it.
You said it.
Because there are too many. There are just too many times when we see presentations that push the pastor. We have no idea what the church does. We don't know what their gospel message is, but they're uh, pushing the pastor. And what you really want are people like Dr. Farmer who will show you how to plan ways to support the gospel through your themes, through everything that you present, through your flyers. Uh, so, like as I said, do the assessment. Just get an assessment. That is my time. This, as I told you all, this was going to be practical help practical help. Thank you all for hitting my Cash App. Someone put it in the comment. It's Love My Work 123. For anyone who doesn't know it, Love My Work 123. I'm an independent scholar, and like at that, your donations help me continue doing this. And last but not least, as I always say, share the video. It won't cost you anything. And you know, and I know that your mother, father, sister, brother, friend, they all need to see today's video. For those on YouTube, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. God bless. I hope everyone has a good week. Thank you, Dr. Farmer. Have a great
Thank
week.
you.
All
Likewise. Have a
right.
great week.
Okay.